Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Lane,
Yes. Hello.
yes, please. I'm getting them to come, so it's fine.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
no
thank
problem.
you. Just make me the host and you can leave. Thank you.
Okay. Who can I put as co-host? So I can put you as host, and then who else as co-host?
You use Christabel as co-host, okay?
Okay.
Them how it's not just about telling them all of this and that. Thank you. Miss Noah, please, you are muted. Miss Noah, you are muted, please.
Yes. Sorry. My network. Sorry. Please, I can see we have. Thank you very much, Madam Dipti. Thank you so much for this submission. We really appreciate you for your time and everything. As we continue, I can see we have people from Nigeria, all over the world, joining us. Please, if you have any question, if there's something you don't understand, your questions are so welcome. You can write them in the message box and then we will attend to you. We read them loud for others to answer. And my colleagues in 350 Ghana, you can also bring your questions on board. All right, we continue. In section 3 now, we are in impact and current situation. So we are continuing with the next question goes to Mr. Emisa Emmanuel. Please, can you tell us what changes have you noticed in your students after participating in the match? Has it influenced how they think or act regarding the environment?
Okay, thanks for the question. Yeah, it's been very impactful. Before the program, when we talk about climate, it's climate and change, and we say we are going to fight climate change. How do we combat climate change? So the concept was so vague, not that clear. But when we joined the Dotted Line campaign, I think it has kind of broken it down to their level. That somehow demystified the entire concept for them. Even taking to the street to create awareness. It's a fight against climate change. Planting a tree is a fight against climate change. Practicing the 5 hours, which I think nowadays they've been taxed to bring lunch back. So I think it has helped also apply some of the 5 hours. And with regards to the plastic bottles too, I think they've taken it much serious. Looking at the recent flooding, I think it sends a very, very big message to them. So there have been massive intensification of the mobilization of bottles. So I can say there have been changes, and the idea of climate change has become much clearer to them now. So if you see somebody and you ask what is climate change, a student can even tell it means planting a tree. Whether it is correct, whether it is wrong, I think we will take it like that. Yes. Thank you very much.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Please, thank you so much, Mr. Emisa. To continue, please, there's a question from one of our participants, not our participants, but a follower, Mr. Mawuli Dogbe. This is a question to all of us, and I think I'll ask Madam Gifty to help us. After Madam Gifty, Madam Frela will also, and then Theodora will also answer. The question says, what is the most effective way to communicate the dangers of fossil fuels to people who depend on them for livelihoods? I think I should read it again. The question says, what's the most effective way to communicate the dangers of fossil fuels to people who depend on them for livelihoods? Madam Gifty, could you please assist us with this?
Yes, I can. I think this is one of the most practical questions that I've mostly received. And to be honest, you need to relate. So they are already living, as you have said it, they are already living on the effects of the fossil fuel. And so other than you making it look like, oh, you are telling them all of these things, no, you have to have that deep conversation with it. So you would need to start with empathy and not blame, because at the end of the day, they are looking at the issue of livelihood, right? They are looking at what they can get from it and then how they can. So it's actually a source of income to them. And so you must first acknowledge the reality, and then you now talk about the alternative to them. So the conversation has to now stem from the health aspect, because already over the years, I'm sure they would have experienced some health changes. Then you now move it to the environmental aspect, and then the economic impacts that it's following up on them. And then you now move to the practical ways of their livelihood. So like then the alternatives, which would be the clean energy opportunities. So for example, if someone is mostly doing the charcoal smoking, then the charcoal is one way of life that the person has known for a long time. And see, whatever you say, the person will not want to change from it. But then, since it's charcoal, can you now introduce the person to the new ways of doing charcoal? So probably BDA green, making charcoal from coconut husk and other alternatives or practical ways that are like very practical. Then you can also add other country stories. So for example, you can now look for videos or images that are related to impacts in other countries, so that the person can now like connect to it better. So they would only reject it if they don't understand the conversation, when it's not emotional, when it's not related to their realities, right? So you don't make it look like it's a foreign idea that you are sharing with them, but it is just a way of protecting their health and then a way of adapting with society and then getting more income. I hope this sums it up, please.
Thank you very much. Madam Taylor, could you also contribute a bit to it? Priscilla.
Hello.
Yes, please. If you can hear me, could you also contribute a bit to what the question, Madam, what
Okay.
Maulia?
Yeah. I think Madam has already said everything. She has covered everything. But let's add the fact that when speaking to such people, it shouldn't be like a textbook definition or textbook explanation to them. You should use circumstances they are living around or their surroundings, what happens with them, to explain it to them that it's because of this that you are doing, that's why this is happening to you. If you do it this way, if you do away with fossil fuels and start using briquettes and other things, this is what is going to happen to you. So I believe that we should use things around things they can see and understand to be able to communicate to them. And also, we should try to speak in their dialect. I was going to speak on that, but then let me just add it. I, I remember when they draw the line, it was, we weren't just using English, draw the line. I remember you said, you see, we're using different languages to communicate with the people. So I believe it shouldn't just be textbook, it should be things around them, and then you should know the kind of language and the kind of audience we are also looking at. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much. There are more questions coming, but I think I'll be doing it one after the other. And then we also have something for Madam Theodora. Could you please be ready for your question, Madam Theodora? Since the Draw the Line campaign began, what positive changes or momentum have you observed in climate advocacy and renewable energy discussion? Madam Theodora.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Okay, so, thank you so much for the question once again. During for this Draw the Line, I actually participated in this Draw the Line, and I think I've seen some really encouraging changes. Being part of Draw the Line campaign itself gave me the opportunity to interact with a lot of passionate people. As my colleagues say, there were lots of people there. There were religious people, there were youth, there were people representing each party. So I had a chance to interact with them. And honestly, I was inspired by their energy and commitment. Even other people, how they were able to live their work to be part of this. That means everybody is committed to make a change for their voice to be heard. So seeing students and also seeing students through this march and see them speak up and demand for climate action remind me that as young people, we are not just waiting for the future. We are already shaping it. We are already part and we are taking part of it. And we are asking for the future we want. You know? So I think this campaign has really sparked important conversation in school, as the teacher already said.
Madam Theodora?
Yeah,
I
can you hear?
barely hear you. Your network.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's clear. We can hear you.
So I'm also saying that seeing students being part of this march and also speak up, it also means that they are demanding action for what they really want in the future. This reminds me that as young people, we are not just waiting for the future that will be created for us, but we are demanding for the future that we want. No, we are already shaping for the future we want. And I think this campaign has shaped important conversation in schools and our community, and also how civil society also were part of this march. So we are all demanding for renewable energy and climate justice. And we are also seeing more partnership and greater public. Or even during the march, you could see people were show interest, asking what we are doing, what we are doing. People are taking pictures. People wanted to really know what is it. So that shows that if this conversation keep up, more people or the public will be also interested in discussing Ghana's energy in the future. And of course, we have a long way to go. But I believe that this campaign has really helped us shift the conversation from awareness to action, and which is a very positive sign. As the teacher also say, they are still discussing and talking their schools, and the student are see, I'm sure the student will still be reminded of this match each time, and they draw the line. That statement alone, we see something that will stick in their head, which means that we are really demanding action for our future and we are making a change ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's one wonderful thing that also took place. That was signing on the commitment banner. That was our commitment to it, that we are drawing the line for fossil fuel. So that was also a great thing we did. And we also handed it over to the minister, the representative of the Minister of Energy. So I'm sure they are also still working on it. But there are more questions here that we will have to talk about. But I think we should finish with the third challenge, our section 3, and after we'll continue with the questions. So the next question goes to Madam Gifty of Green Faith Ghana. Madam Gifty, please, if you can hear me, here is your question. From the perspective, how prepared are Ghanaians communities for a just transition, and what progress have you seen?
Thank you so much for this. I think, like we highlighted in the challenge, one of the key issues were access and then how they even make use of the information. But I think innovation doesn't even have to be far-fetched, like Priscilla mentioned. I'm sorry, I don't know whether it's Priscilla or Theodora, one of them. So mentioned that even during the Draw the Line campaign, we used taglines that were consistent in our local languages so that people remember that. So then again, innovation doesn't have to be far-fetched. It is the very simplest things and then how we can make use of them. And so for me, one of the progress I've seen is that there's a very high rate of growing awareness. And then faith leaders are increasingly recognizing that climate change is also a moral issue. And then we are all demanding action for a practical solution, and it's not just as promises. And so in doing this, we have to make sure that the vulnerable groups like women and children are involved in discussions when it comes to decision making. Let's make sure that the conversations, let's make sure that the conversations are not far-fetched. Like you said, textbook knowledge, no. So let's have the conversations in tree. Let's write the policy briefs in tree. Let's look at how we can translate all of those simple things into, now we have a lot of videos and reels around. Let's look at how we can make those reels or those contents in tree or our languages that people can understand the whole message that we are bringing together. And so for me, those are some of the innovations that we can bring on board. And even if we are looking, so now I know Dream has the Echo Hub, 350 and Dream, I'm not so sure, I'm sorry, but 350 and the Echo Club like this. So then the practical solutions that the kids are bringing up, can we look at even running an innovator or an investor skill for them, other than just leaving it as what they have done? Let's look at how we can empower them, even with their very little, get them into the probably connect them with the engineers that can upgrade. Because see, China is no different from Ghana. China doesn't have 3 heads, or the people in China do not have 3 heads or 2 heads on their head. It is the same one head, but it is just the systems that have made sure that the innovations that they are doing are being imbibed into the future. We have a lot of project works that we have done. It is stuck up on a shelf somewhere in a university, but can we practicalize some of these things? Then we know that we are leaving the action and then the practicality. And so for me, those are the innovations. Mind you, those in the rural areas or in the urban areas, it is the same thing that we are saying. It's just that probably they do not have the access to the information, but then we do. And so if we go there, can we now also run those programs or competitions there for them to, upskill, other than leaving them as small scale industries? And so that was so, just so I don't talk too much. Thank you.
Have said it all. Thank you very much, Madam Gifty. I really appreciate it. And it's true. What Priscilla said, she's so right. That's Priscilla. We really appreciate your submission. Thank you so much. I just want us to all remember, Draw the Line campaign was for the youth, people, and raising their voices for climate justice. clean energy, and a sustainable future. And our theme as it goes, drawing the line against fossil fuels, pathways to a just transition. Thank you very much. The next question goes to Madam Prela. I hope yes, she's there. Madam Prela, how has participating in the match, the draw the line match, changed your perspective or influenced your actions since then?
Thank you so much. I must say, the Draw the Line campaign was an eye-opener for me. I would say that because, as I said earlier, I realized that most of our campaigns don't actually speak to the people. We just go there to tell them what to say. But then here's the case, as I said earlier, where we had to translate it in, it was a Ghana community, right? We had to translate some of our messages into their local dialect for them to understand. It really spoke to me. And also I came to understand that as I said, one person or one group can't take everything. So I was happy when I saw people coming on board, didn't say the school. I think I saw a reverend minister there. Yes, I remember clearly. There was a reverend minister there. There were people involved. So I saw the collaboration, and it was nice. It was great. So it has really made me see that anytime there's a campaign like that, it just doesn't have to be one person doing it. You have to bring people on board. Now I've also come to realize that advocacy goes beyond the campaigns. It doesn't end at the event site or the event. You have to do follow-ups. So you go back to your community and see whether whatever they heard from you earlier, they are being put into practice, they are being put into use. You also have to go back to the decision makers, the policy makers, to see whether the engagement you had with them are being utilized. Are they doing things to change how things were done before? Are they inculcating the engagement you had with them? Are they inculcating the awareness created with them? So it means that with the Draw the Line, I got to understand that things are just not like that. There are follow-ups you have to do. You have to go back to the community and do, and then also have to talk to the decision makers. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you very much. Talking to our decision makers and everyone involved. We are not leaving anybody behind. I remember on that day, we even have disabled people who were also participating. They were so eager to join because everybody wants a transition. Everybody wants to transition from fossil fuel to a new thing, to a new renewable energy thing. Because we have a lot we need to do as a country. So we are believing for a change. Please, I would like us to go back to our questions. We have one question from Iba. I'm not so sure. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name well. He says, what happens if the government approves the usage of fossil fuels as source of energy supply? What happens if the government approves all the usage of fossil fuels as source of energy supply? Please, our panelists, can anyone take on this? All right, Madam Priscilla.
Okay, so yes, where the campaign still comes in. So if we should involve our governments or decision makers in these campaigns, you get to talk to them, sit with them, and then try to explain to them what these fossil fuels will do to us in the long run. And it's even happening to us now. We are living by it, but then just that, the governments, they make the decisions, they make the policies. So all we have to do is to campaign and also to have roundtable discussions with them, so that they will see the need to transit from the fossil fuels to cleaner energy systems. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So to also add up.
Okay.
To add up, I think we are using the fossil fuels, as you can see, part of our electricity generated through thermal energy, our vehicles. So I think the platform we are using today is just to create awareness that we need to reduce it. If we cannot even, we need to reduce it. If we cannot abolish it entirely, we need to reduce it. Thank you very much.
So much, Mr. Musa. We also have Mr. John Ajakun here. Thanks for joining. He also has a question for us. And his question is, what concrete policy actions has the government of Ghana taken to ensure renewable energy becomes affordable and accessible to all communities since the inception of Draw the Line initiative? Madam Theodora, if you are there, could you please assist?
Okay. So, what
That's,
initiative? Hello, can you hear me, please?
yes, you can be heard, please. You can be heard.
What initiative has the government taken since we started the Draw the Line camp? So, the Draw the Line
Exactly.
campaign globally, and I think that since the initiative of this is the conversation around the renewable energy, especially in Ghana, has grown. The conversation has grown, and there has been some of the government effort towards expanding renewable energy access, especially when you align with the Ghana NDC, National Determined Contribution, where we want to move to more affordable renewable sourcing about 1 million houses by 2030. So the government is really pushing for the agenda for more houses to be shifted to renewable energy, including policies on solar energy promotion, renewable energy regulation, and some of initiatives that aim at increasing electricity access. So, but I think the key challenge remaining at how to ensure that this renewable energy is not only available, but it's also affordable. So I think that's where we are working around. We see that this energy is very accessible, especially to rural communities, and it's also affordable to them. Yeah, thank you.
So much. Thank you. I love what is really happening today. We have about 33 participants and it's encouraging. We want, please, keep sending messages across, let them join because there's more to learn here. We all want to draw the line against fossil fuel for a renewable energy. And as we all know, we are drawing the line against fossil fuels. That's a pathway to a just transition, a pathway to a just transition. And also drawing the line campaign, it doesn't just go for us, we that we are participating here, it goes for the youth, the young people, and for them to raise their voices for the climate justice, clean energy, and a sustainable future. And remember, we are not leaving anybody behind. Everybody is part. And the next question from Mr. John says, should Ghana should Ghana prioritize investment in community-owned renewable energy over expanding fossil fuel infrastructure? And what should be the economic and environmental impact? Since expanding fossil fuels infrastructure in Ghana can strengthen energy security, create jobs. Sorry, I'm trying to get his question, please. Okay, create jobs. Okay, since expanding fossil fuel infrastructure in Ghana can strengthen energy security, create jobs, supports industrial growth, attracts investment, and increase Ghana government revenue. I think the question is just that's should governments prioritize investment in community-owned renewable energy over expanding fossil fuel infrastructure? And what would be the economic and environmental impact? Could anyone help with that, please?
Yes, if I may come in. And so I think basically the discussions around the just energy transition has been this shift away from fossil fuel. And so yes, Ghana should prioritize investments in community-owned renewable energy. I think they've been doing some aspects of that with the World Bank and the AFDB when it comes to the mini grid systems for island communities. There's a whole list of communities who are not can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, please. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm saying that there's a whole list of communities that are not on the national grid that they are now trying to do the mini grid to them for them. But I think that that is also one practical solution or step towards the achievement of the um, priorities for the just energy transition for Ghana. But again, how is it being done? Because for one of the communities that we visited, we realized that although they have a mini grid there, and then there was a whole payment system and all, there was no community person who is more or less like a technical person that if there is any problem with the plant, that the person could step in immediately before calling in the other professionals. And so that was one of the gap that I see with the mini grid. And so when it comes to yes, it can create job, it can affect infrastructure, and then energy security for the country. Because if you have followed the conversation on the energy sector vividly, Ghana says that they would transition away from fossil fuel at a rate that they want, but then it also means that they would use the fossil fuel to transition to renewable energy. So if you look at the renewable energy mix for the energy mix for Ghana, there's a bit of fossil fuel there, there's a bit of renewable energy there, and then there's a bit of nuclear power in there. And so that is the plan for what the Ghana government has outlined to do. And so yes, there are attractive investments in there. There's the now we have, I don't know if a majority of you have seen it, but now when you walk around, you have charging stations available, which is the green sector. That's another job that has come in that people are doing. And then you also have the clean cooking area where there are the biofuels and then the BDA green that I already spoke about. Now you have the solar bulbs and then the solar lamps available. But then can it be reduced? There's a community I went to which is called Aloplasha. They do not have access to electricity. So one woman there is using the solar battery to run a cold store for her locality, and that is a very clear business opportunity that she's making a lot from. And so yes, it goes a long way to increase revenue, because again the global discussions are about the shift from fossil fuels. So if you as a country decide not to move away from it, then I don't know how you're going to attract your investors. Also means that they're going to lose a lot from it. And so yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Auntie Gifty. Thanks for this clarity on it. I believe we've answered Mr. John's questions. Please, there's another question, please. That is from Stella Amani. She says, please, can the person that talked about plastics, that is Mr. Emmanuel Enisa, explain more on what they do with the plastics to migrate climate change? Thanks.
Okay. Very interesting. What we do with the plastics, some of them we use it to design artifacts, and I think it might amaze you that it fetches some prices for the learners. And I think there were sometimes the artifacts we generated with these plastics. I think the visual art teacher came for it to use it to teach a particular topic. Among the visual arts, I think he used it as a teaching learning resource. Yeah, and I think during our SRC weeks too, we see, I think the pure water sachet. We use it to, there was a student who designed it who designed a dress with the pure water sachet, even though it's not let's add it up as part of the plastic. I think I remember also seeing a calipo dress, though it's not a plastic. I think chunk of it, we have a recycling company that we've made contact with that will come for it, and maybe in return try to give us something to help our club to also run. Yeah, but the key thing is we when you come to Ebenezer Senior High right now, I think you are likely not to see plastic bottles around because of we gathering them and what we use them for. I think I also have one. I think they use it for a basket, as a basket.
Wow.
So we use it for artifacts. But chunk of it, too, there's a company that comes for it. Thank you very much.
Very much. That's interesting and that's nice. I think I chanced on those pictures and they were so wonderful. Someone asked, what happens if the government approves? Okay, I think we've answered that already. Sorry. Madam Aurelia asked the question. She said, generally, clean energy, especially solar, is expensive. How can we make clean energy affordable for rural and low-income communities? I think that's for all of us. Generally, we all know it is expensive. Prila, can you please help us with this?
Okay, I will talk about getting sponsorship and grants because people in the rural areas, I don't think most of them will be able to afford that. I know they get money and stuff like that, but then I don't think they'll be able to afford. So if you should write for grants, I mean, the donors should also should be willing to support us to also buy these cleaner energies for the rural areas. So a little I can say is that we should write for grants and then seek for funding to support those in the rural areas. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. John has something here for us. I think we should go through together. He says, according to the government's 2025 State of the Nation's Address, that's SONA 2025, one, there has been increased attention towards solar energy, including systems that allow households and business to generate electricity and feed excess power into the grid through net metering initiatives. Secondly, the government's agenda includes scaling up renewable energy solutions, especially our governments that are not fully connected, especially for communities that are not fully connected to the national grid. This aligns with programs such as scaling, up renewable energy, I'm sorry. Okay. Scaling up renewable energy program, that's SREP, aimed at expanding clean electricity accesses. His question is, has 350 Ghana been tracking or researching on these progressive communities by governments? I would also call on Auntie Portia, if she's online. Mrs. Portia, I do mention to also assist us with this. His first question says, has 350 Ghana been tracking or researching on these progressive communities by government? And the second question says, is there a real-time research document prepared by 350 Ghana which speaks into the year-to-year trend development with regards to renewable energy?
I'll come in as a money. Let me come in, okay, if I'm allowed. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, please. You can hear you.
Okay, so I can say that as the money evaluation team, I would like to ask if Auntie Portia is around, she also add a place for me. Yeah,
Okay.
so I would say that at 350, as M&E at 350, what we do mostly is tracking progress and accountability around renewable energy commitment. To this is an important part of our work. That's what we do as M&E. So we try to see how the work we are doing, there's a progress and we're also accountable. So we follow some of these government policies, program, and some of their commitments related to renewable energy access, energy transition, and climate action, whilst engaging community to understand that how these policies that they are talking about really translate into real impact in community. That's why when we go to community, we want to get their info, we want to know if their local assembly are working, we want to know if they get information from their local assembly, if the assembly people are getting involved. That's all. As we go to those community, we do all those research. We talk to the community people to find out all those things, if their local organizations are actually working. So these are one of the things as we do as an M&E. And our monitoring and evaluation approach also look beyond announcements and focuses on such questions. We focus on this question. Are these communities reaching these communities? Like, are this information that the government is all these communities, this state of nation address and all, are they reaching this community? Are the vulnerable group benefiting from this approach the government is talking about? Are renewable energy solutions affordable and is it easy accessible? Are the women they use the local community are included in this transition? So these are what we do. So as tracking, we really do tracking. That's why 350 Ghana established the M&E department to be able to track this information to make sure that everything is going to the right person. So through our community engagement, advocacy and campaign and project monitoring, we gather all this lesson and evidence. As I say, we go to community, we talk to the people, we find out. If as we finish, we also go to the local assembly. That's why we do community engagement to talk to them to see whether they are really doing their work. Okay, this is an initiative we are bringing to align with what the government is talking about. Are they also aware? Are they getting involved in their community? Are they also doing this and all of that? Yes. And also regarding the real-time research document tracking, we can say that 350 Ghana, we have tracked or we have put down a monitoring reporting. So we have campaign development. So when we go to campaign, all those are reporting, campaign, reporting, materials. We capture everything and we document it down to make sure that everything is well documented and make sure that the project report and advocacy material that capture development and challenges within Ghana renewable space are well placed as evidence. Thank you. Maybe Auntie Bosha can also come in. Thank you for very much.
Said it all. Thank you very much. I don't know, Madam Dipti, if you can just give us a closing remark because I think your time is almost up. We'll be signing out very soon. If she's off to, that's okay. Thank you so much. Please, my final question for us to go off to our panelists. In one sentence, what does a just transition mean to you? And what is one action everyone can take after today's webinar to help make it a reality? Can we start it from Mr. Emmanuel Emisa? Mr. Emmanuel Emisa?
Hello?
Yes,
I'm
please.
here.
If you can hear me, I said one sentence. What does a just transition mean to you? And what is one action everyone can take after today's webinar to help make it a reality?
In one sentence?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, just energy transition means, I don't know if I should go with a team. That would be better for me. So it simply means drawing the line against fossil fuels. That's what that's what I can say. Yeah.
Right. Madam Prela.
Hello.
Yes, please. What about you, please?
Thank you so much. I think Mr. Emmanuel has stolen my line, but I'll do something about it. Okay, so to me, just transition is about committing to greener and a more sustainable form of energy that prioritizes both the people and the planet. The main aim or the main goal at the end of the day should be the people and the planet. And after today's webinar, I'll advise the youth and anyone listening to just speak up. You speak up when something is going bad, speak up, just speak up. And then when you speak up, conversations will turn into action. Thank you.
So, Madam Theodora.
Please, can you hear me? Thank you so much. Hello, can I be heard?
Can be heard.
So thank you very much for this webinar. It's been very interactive. And for me, this transition means for clean energy future where everyone benefits and no one is left behind. Just one word. And I think, as you say, everybody has to get involved. Wherever you are, you should continue the conversation and support this clean initiative progress in your community, in your school, wherever you find yourself. Talk about it, live it, let people understand it. And before we go, I'd like to say a special appreciation to all our Francophone who joined today. So I'd like to say it in French for all my Francophone people around who joined the webinar and you couldn't do the interpretation. Don't worry, next time we'll do interpretation for you. So merci infiniment à tous nos participants francophones pour votre présence, votre engagement et votre solidarité. Ensemble, nous pouvons construire un avenir plus juste, plus vert et plus durable. Votre voix compte et votre participation est très essentielle. J'aimerais vous voir beaucoup plus à notre prochain programme. Merci à tous. Thank you. Thank you to you all and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to my participants. Thank you so much. Today's webinar was lit, and I really appreciate it. Madam Poshedu Mensah, please, do you have any remarks for us? Closing remarks.
Thank you very much. And I think you guys did great. And we are all pushing for us to draw the line against fossil fuel and push for a just energy transition now. Thank you.
Yes, Wento. Madam Poshedu, we can't hear you. All right. I think all too soon our time is up and it's a wrap. I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Anissa Imano. God richly bless you for your time. Priscilla Sewa Upuzuhine, your name, I love your name. Don't mind me. Thank you so much for your time. Madam Portia, thank you for the privilege. At 350.org worldwide, we want to say thank you. Thank you for our people who joined. We really appreciate your time. Jane, and everybody. I want to say thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye bye. So we meet again. It's bye for now. Bye. All right. Okay. Thank you. Extreme value. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kind of trash should be kicked out of our family as soon as possible.
Completely ruined the Wilson reputation.
Charlie is hated by everyone in his in-laws' house. To them, he's trash, born and raised in brutal poverty. And yet, for some strange and mysterious reason, millionaire Mr. Wilson chose this same bro Charlie to marry his only granddaughter, Claire. Claire loves Charlie deeply, but after Mr. Wilson died, everything changed. No one wants Claire and Charlie to stay together, especially Claire's grandmother, Mrs. Wilson. She wants Claire to leave Charlie and marry billionaire Wendell Jones instead.
Today, you're my wife.
I'm already married to Charlie.
Married to a beggar? Claire, he has nothing. Choose me, and I'll save your family business.
Claire doesn't get to choose. She'll do what I say, or she's out of this company forever.
Still, Charlie says nothing. One day, it was the birthday of the family head, Mrs. Wilson. Claire's sister Wendy, her fiancé Gerald, and Claire's brother Harold all brought expensive gifts for her. But the broke son-in-law Charlie brought nothing. Instead, he did something unbelievable.
Grandma, could you lend me $1 million? Aunt Lena from the orphanage has kidney failure and needs money for treatment.
Are you here to celebrate my birthday or to borrow money? Grandma, Charlie owns the dad of Gabe. Aunt Lena from the orphanage raised him.